Sorry, Soran. No fricks here. Hi, Ben. Hi, JF. Bees look happy. Aw, I'm glad you like it. Have you played Tunic? It's a delightful little Zelda-ish game. No, I haven't. I have so many games that I have in my game library right now that I haven't played. I feel kind of bad. I feel kind of guilty, you know? I feel like there's so many good games coming out right now. Tunic is great, but a little unforgiving. Nothing against an unforgiving game. Steam sale is adding even more games to my backlog. Oh, it's so bad. Have a fun stream. Thank you, Saran. Hi, Fury. I hope you're having a good day. Thank you, Lucas, for hanging in there. It's a Monday. I like the starting soon bees. Yeah, I'm glad you like them. Hi, neighborhood. Yeah, we changed our stream time. I think it's good. We're just waiting for our Discord to ping. Sorry it sometimes takes a second. We're gonna give it like one more minute and then we'll go live, like properly. And I'll manually ping. Hi everyone, how are you? Sorry we were waiting for so long. I'm just gonna go ahead and manually ping our Discord. Just give me 1 second. Sometimes our bot has a hard time. I hope you're all doing well. Happy Monday. I hope your weekends were restful, cozy even. Perfect. Okay, pinged. All right. Hi, Marcia. I'm currently building my frog with hyperglides and an alu play. Just tuned some cherry clip-ins. Oh my god, some cherry clip-in stabs, and they were so easy to get right. Clip-ins are a steal. I don't know if you'll ever use any other stabs, or if I'll ever use any other stabs just because of how good and cheap clip-ins are. This is my first time trying stuffed caps and Savignon, and I love it. Ooh, that's awesome. Yeah, no, honestly, I feel like the frog is such a good board to build that way with like stepped caps, cherry clip-in, or stepped caps, 7U for 100%. And yeah, like I feel like cherry clip-ins have always been like acknowledged as like totally like pretty good. Like anything that any like is recommended within like this hobby as far as like stabs go is totally like tunable to like a good state. So 100%. I'm so glad you're liking it. Hi, hello, stopping in before D&D. I hope you're having a nice day. Asley, thank you for stopping in. I really appreciate that. We're hanging in there. I've been better, but I'm glad to see your smiling faces. I don't know what's wrong today, chat. I've just been like moving really, really slow. Y'all ever have those days? I just like, I have no excuse. I woke up really early. I had to go to the dentist again. So like I had to go to like the dentist, and ever since I got back from the dentist, I've just been moving really slow. I don't know what's wrong with me. One of those days, I guess. Chroma, welcome back for 21 months. It's good to see you. Thank you. Yeah, enjoy D&D, Asley. All right. Shall we just get poppin'? Tired day or burnout? I really don't know. Hopefully the former, because the latter would really suck. It's okay though. I'll make it up. I'm streaming with you guys, and then afterwards I'm gonna like work my little buns off so we can still get like the amount of work I was expecting to get done today done. We're just moving slow. I did 8 hours of sandblasting yesterday. It took a lot out of me. Ooh, yeah, that sounds. I mean, at least you have an excuse though, Voxel. At least you like worked hard yesterday. The only work I did yesterday was like streaming and then some like editing. I really like your new timing, right as I'm looking to unwind from work. Yeah, that was the idea. I hope it works a little bit better for y'all. We just gotta like keep being consistent so everyone can get used to it, and hopefully it'll be a good time. Only work? That's work goal? Yeah, but it's not like physically tiring work. Like I don't have an excuse for being like this tired. You know what I mean? Like I shouldn't be this tired. I just am. I don't know what's wrong. Jay Bird, welcome back for 3 months. It's good to see you. All right, let's just get into it. Yeah, let's go. So we are going to be lubing some KTT roses today. I just wanted to keep it a little bit chill because we have our bear prototype build on Wednesday. Very excited for that. So we're going to be comparing it versus the V1. We're building it. They sent me over like the new PCB, so we should be all good. Sorry, I had to like delay it. Apparently they had like some slight issue with the PCB that they wanted to get corrected before we did a build stream. So that's why we held off until now. Very pumped for that. You guys have already seen it. We unboxed it in a previous stream. But for today, I just kind of wanted to keep it chill, get some like switches prepped, maybe for that build, maybe not. And then just kind of hang out with y'all. Should be fun. I always dig these chill streams. If you're tired, it's physically tiring. Be nice to yourself. Yourself is my friend. Aw, thank you, Sandy. Appreciate that. You're probably right. Let's be honest. It's just annoying because I always want to get way more done than I can get done. So it's like really frustrating. You know, everyone knows. All right, we're gonna try out the new like Wuche switch puller they sent me. Look at this thing again. I'm sorry. I know we already like unboxed this on stream, but like, come on. I love the finish on this. So we're gonna use this one. I'm really excited. I hope it works well for me because this is made out of titanium, which means it shouldn't wear out as quickly as my aluminum ones do for me. I always, without fail, wear through my switch crackers. I feel like my nutcracker has lasted me the longest, and I'm pretty sure that's just because I've started using like multiple switch crackers at the same time. But like, this one might be the one. We'll see. We'll find out. Fingers crossed. I'm so tired of buying switch crackers. I will say it's a little bit small. It's like a little bit hard to hold. It reminds me, like, in terms of, like, how it feels to open switches with it, a lot of, like, the KBD fans one. So we'll see. How's everyone's Monday gone? I really hope you guys had good weekends. Fingers crossed. I feel like I heard a lot of people took Friday and Monday off. So I feel like a lot of places are a little bit short-staffed right now. The Gatoron opener has served me well. That one's been really good too, but I feel like every time I used it, I had people telling me I shouldn't be using it because someone like had problems with it breaking their switches, but I've never had that problem. But I kind of got tired of getting told I shouldn't be like promoting it, so I stopped using it. I posted pictures of my cat to the pet channel on your Discord. The best part of your Discord IMO that you don't put your kitties there much. I know, I really ought to. I just like, yeah, I've gotten a little bit shyer about like sharing my personal stuff, I guess. I feel like I should more on Discord because it's quite a safe space, but are you kind of struggling with this? Maybe the cherry side will be better. I feel like if a switch puller is like slightly out of spec, it's so annoying to like open significant amounts of switches with it, you know? No, please. I want to like you. I hope we're bag lubing the stems today. Always. Whose stream did you think you were on? Of course we're bag lubing the stems. Ain't nobody got time for a proper lubing. Oh fuck, no, it's not working. I wanted to like you so much. Dang it. Maybe we'll try the normal one. Maybe this one in particular is just like slightly off. Reusing the roses you removed yesterday? No, those are here. We're actually lubing some more. Because KTT roses are my life now. We'll use the yellow. Sorry that build command. We are not doing a build today, Bellringer. We're just chatting and lubing some switches. I see an Alice build. What is it? That is the bear round 1. We're building the round 2 proto tomorrow. Very excited for that. Hey, this one's in the yellow box, but it's the white one. Oh, see? This one's fine. I wonder if that titanium one, I just got like a bad one. Unlucky. How do you go about fixing overloop switches? So, unfortunately, fixing overloop switches is not simple. That's why you should always start with a little bit of lubricant and then adjust from there. In order to fix overloop switches, the only thing you can do is either manually remove the lubricant with a Q-tip or a pipe cleaner. Something that ideally wouldn't leave lint behind, so I prefer a pipe cleaner, but some people use Q-tips. Or you can put them in an ultrasonic cleaner if you have one, but that's really the only way you can remove lubricant, and then you have to go through and re-lube them. Now, if you're careful, you can just remove the extra lubricant with a dry paintbrush, but that may not be worth the extra effort for you. It's worth a shot. If you're happy with how that works for you, it might be worth it over taking everything apart, cleaning it, and then re-lubricating it. But yeah, unfortunately, there's not really like an easy answer. It's always why I encourage people to start small and go from there. I tend to fix overloop switches by enjoying them. Fair. Can't hate that. Pink Alice looks nice. I know. Cherry Blossom, like they all pink on that just makes me so happy. I'm not like super in love with the sound on it with the alu plate and everything, but God, does it look nice. Hi, Suxer. Hey, Adiana. Welcome, y'all. Overlooped is my preference now. Hey, fair enough, right? Ain't nothing wrong with that. Dude, okay, so I mentioned I went to the dentist today to get my teeth cleaned. They're so like... My gums are fine, thankfully. Like, the hygienist was nice. Sometimes the hygienist will like, just like, stab the fuck out of your gums. My hygienist was lovely today, but they're like sensitive. I don't know what's wrong. It's like, breathing hurts them a little. I don't know what happened. Do you notice the way long pull bottom out kind of runs all the way up your arms, or is that just me? I gotta admit, Sandy, never felt that. I unfortunately cannot relate, I'm sorry. But that sounds unpleasant. It's always irritating to get a teeth cleaning. I don't know what it is. Like, my teeth have been hurting all day. And it's like the only, like... It's the type of, like, hurting that you can't really complain about. It's not bad enough to, like take an ibuprofen. You just, like, notice it sometimes. It's the type that makes you feel like a baby, you know? But it's just like, because they're a bit sensitive, I've had like a constant, very mild headache. So dumb. It happens to me too, but I quite like the sensation with some switches. I love my Aura Lights. Ooh, I really like using Aura Lights too. I love a long pull switch. They're so fun to use. I kind of want to try the titanium one again. I wonder if it was just like me struggling. Because sometimes I feel like when you use a new switch opener, especially with the like wing latch style opening, sometimes there's just like a slight learning curve. I do feel like mine's a little dull though. Or bent or something. Oh no, it's definitely the switch opener. Oh, you can actually see it. No, mine's damaged. Do you see that, chat? Hold on. We'll go this way. Do you see how it's... Ooh, come on, you can focus. Do you see how it's bent at the end there? That's versus like this side where it's pointy. I just happened to get a damaged one. No! Unlucky. Rip. Oh yeah, yeah, it's a goodie. No wonder. That's alright. I'll let them know. They'll send another out. The switch opener isn't great for Kale. I'm having a perfectly fine time with the normal aluminum. I just think because mine's bent, it's having issues. Like, this is how it's supposed to look. Da, 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 da. See how it's like nice and sharp there? Like, not so sharp it's gonna like cut the plastic, but there's no like bending at the end. Yeah. Rip. Let me look at mine. Yeah, see if yours is. I've noticed that switch openers tend to like dull like that over the time. That's why mine kind of started not working. That and like they wore in. Actually, let me get out my worn out Kale side. The cherry side of this KBD Fans one is a lot more worn out. I don't know what happened to it. Where'd it go? I think I showed it to you guys recently, so it might be on my desk somewhere. At which point in time, rip, right? I can't find it. Yeah, it's gotta be on my desk somewhere. Oh well. But yeah, over time they'll kind of dull. Usually it takes a couple of like 20, 30, 50,000, somewhere in there, a couple of tens of thousands of switches opened to like do it. So I don't think that's something that most people run into, but it can happen. Now I'm having issues. Maybe I'm the stupid one. Maybe we'll just have to swap to my old trusty. No. It's doing it again. I'm sorry for doubting you, Adiana. Last time I used mine on a kill like switch, it felt like the switch was maybe too small and I struggled a lot, but it could have been the switch. Now I'm kind of running into that now too. Just a little. Rip. Or maybe it's these switches. Maybe these switches are slightly out of spec. I don't know. Like trying everything. Nothing's working, so it's gotta be the switches, right? Oh no. Resorted to using the glorious opener. Rip. How are you today? I'm hanging in there. How are you, villager? Maybe it's the spacing of the two teeth. I was using KTT grapefruits. I wonder if it's a KTT thing. A lot of Switch menus are just slightly out of spec, either, you know, in some way, whether it's in like the width of the Switch or, you know, the poles or something. So it could totally be a Switch issue. I'll definitely use that opener on other wing latch styles and report back to y'all. Don't even worry. Is anyone picking up anything soon? I know a lot of you guys were talking about the Space 80 drop. You guys were hoping to get on that. I don't know what else is like dropping soon that's like hype. I know the first week of July is coming up and there's always some group buy dropping first week. Shall we look? Let me pull up the group buys that are coming up. Waiting for Cruel World extras? Are those Space 80 extras? Yes, yeah. I don't really see anything. Ooh, did anyone get in on the foundation? That's the board we built like a teeny bit back from Protozoa with like the swappable tops. It's kind of spendy though. I'm eyeing Minerva when it's out of ICU. Ooh, let me look up the Minerva. Where's the IC on that actually? I'm not seeing it on Geek Hack. Do you have the tenant as a proto? Yes, I do have the tenant. I'm actually currently working on putting out a video on it. If you have any questions about it, shoot, I'm here to answer. Iron 165 PC raffle today. Oh, is anyone getting in on that? I've never been the biggest Smith & Ruin fan, but I know some people are like diehards. Wait, there's gonna be another Space 80 drop? Yeah, the extras are coming soon. Or at least Grey Studio's been teasing them on their Insta. Oh, Archetype. Is Archetype the people who have all that money frozen in PayPal right now? Or is that somebody else? That might be somebody else. One sec. Boop, 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 boop. Oh, that's Alchemist. Never mind. Never mind. I got them mixed up. Isn't that the Q? Is what the Q? Yeah, rip. I thought we all realized that you can't use PayPal to run group buys back in like 2018. Does not work. I'm honestly not really hyped for any boards at the moment. I do feel like there's a little bit of a lull super. I feel like people are just like rerunning stuff or running stuff that's very similar to other stuff. There hasn't been a ton that's really picked up my attention. Probably just like the Tenet was pretty cool. The Foundation from Protozoa is pretty cool. Like those two did like interesting things, but they weren't necessarily interesting in terms of like mounting or sound. And honestly, like the Tenet didn't sound great either. I feel like the Foundation was fine. Hebe is the only hope. Seriously, I feel like we're all holding out for Hebe. Kate, save us. We'll be getting Salvation and Extra soonish though. Oh, true. That is hype. I should ask Salvin how close they are. I'm working on a video with someone who makes wood plates that we want to release around the time of like extras dropping. So Hebe board in August, maybe. Almost definitely in August, Brisk. We'll be receiving a proto. Very excited. I've seen leaks. All right. There's some very cool things happening with that board. Not in the way you might think, but some very cool things. The price point's pretty good too. Leaks, but the price point's pretty good too. It's not amazing, but it's pretty solid, especially for what it is. Owl Labs leaked info on their 65% with the China sale info releasing on the 4th. Ooh, that's hype. Another Owl Labs board? I'm honestly more excited to finally be getting group buy. I bought in the new things. Ooh, what group buys do you have coming in? I want to like, let me experience happiness with you. Let me leech off of like your group buys coming in. He'd be hyped for sure. Yeah, so spoilers. The 60 probably, can I give you these leaks? I think I can. So my understanding, and I could be off on this, but my understanding is that the 60 probably isn't coming until like Q4, but there is a different board that I don't think has been teased that's coming in August. Ginkgo 65. Oh, the Ginkgo's such a fun board. I should get mine up and running again. Should we make a Ginkgo video before it delivers? Do you have a date on when that's delivering, Adiana? I can totally Google that. You don't, like, if it's a pain, don't worry about it. August is gonna be big. True. Oh, hi, Osiris. Long time no see, dude. Got my shipping info for my white copper Ginkgo. Oh, the copper. I hate you. The copper is so pretty. Got the Ginkgo shipping notification from Kanekis last week. Yeah, I really remember liking my Ginkgo photo. I hope you guys do too. For real, hope you've been well. Oh, we're hanging in there. I've had to like, I got my wisdom tooth removed like 3 weeks ago, and we keep like missing the streams. We just adjusted our schedule, so I feel like I've been missing everyone here a lot. I know MKB EU said it was on the ship to Europe. I got the E-White and Copper too. The E-White and Copper is just too good. I can't wait. It's always like very nerve-wracking waiting for something that I really loved to ship, because really you never know how the group buy is going to turn out until it's done, right? Like, it's not often. It's not often. It doesn't happen often, and I don't expect it to happen in this case. But there have been like the odd occasion where like I've loved, or someone else has like loved a prototype of a board, and then they change something for the group buy and it just like isn't as good, or like the big run just like doesn't hold up to like quality expectations. I do not expect that to happen in this case, but like it's always nerve-wracking when you like recommend something to someone and it's finally delivering. You're like, oh god, please be as good as the prototype. Hi Rock, I am feeling better, thank you. Thermal sequence too. Yes. Also, I love what you've done to your hair. Thank you. I'm not sure what I did to my hair, but I will take it. Thank you. That was the SAG for me. Oh, I don't remember that board. Looks darker. Oh, I did dye it darker. You guys are right. I forgot. Because it's been darker for like a month for me, but you guys haven't seen me very much in the past one. Doi. What board are you using these switches on? I don't remember. I think we're gonna pop these in a Via. I think that's the plan. I don't know if you guys remember the Via. It's quite an old board. We're keeping it old school. Is it not darker? Ah, woo. No, I just totally spaced. Sorry. Yeah, it used to be way more like orange. Oh no, the Via. Osiris remembers. Osiris knows. Osiris remembers. Oof. Who made the Via? I'm trying to find it on Geekhack. You know, it's been so long I don't even remember. Was that... Oh, that totally was. Fuck. Teslatron, wasn't it? Was that a test board? I feel like it was. What's that? Oh, I forget. You can't even like Google it anymore. It's so buried. It's that old. It was Tess. Yeah. Whoop. The most infamous scammer in keyboard history. We should sell. I should start like a spooky keyboard ghost story series. On a dark night. It's gonna be so funny when my W1AT delivers before thermal, despite the group I running 8 months later. Yeah, it feels really. I feel so bad for Wilba. Without like leaking too much, he's been so stressed over that whole fucking situation. Cause like obviously like Thermal's his baby. He wants you guys to get the product. Like he really cares about the people who support him. And so like that whole fucking shenanigans. Hi Wilba. Yes. I can tell you behind the scenes, Mr. Wilba's been very stressed. I was summoned. I was just telling people you had a heart. Sorry. I know I'm supposed to keep that a secret, but... I 100% understand it's Rama's fault. Yeah, but like... Still stinks. For everyone. Wilba's gonna hand deliver everyone this thermal on a bicycle to make up for it. Gonna have thighs of steel. Blatant lies and defamatory statements. Yeah, JK, a rumor has it. It's been said that Wilba has a heart. There we go. Now you can't sue me. I heard a rumor. Wilba, your flex cuts are superior, by the way. Yeah, Cynthia and I were discussing this last stream, actually. We've come to the conclusion that you have the best flex cuts. Everyone else's flex cuts kind of sound like poo-poo. This is a two-person decision, therefore it's a majority. Are you lubing roses? Yes, we are lubing KTT roses today and chatting about keywords. So if y'all have any questions, this is like the best time to ask because we're not doing anything really involved. And I can pay attention to you very well. We need cute colors. I feel like we just need a rainbow. We need like we already have pink. We already have purple. We need a green, a blue, and a yellow, and an orange. It's still Pride Month, Wilba. You still have time. Do they use a different mold than kale? Yes. So these are sometimes, okay. So this style of switch is sometimes called kale style because they were the first people to popularize the wing latch, but technically it is wing latch. As far as I know, these do not use kale molds. And I'm pretty firmly sure on that, seeing as these are like significantly smoother than most kale switches. So yes, the only thing they really have in common with kale switches is they both use wing latch style openings. But again, that's not like something that kale owns. I can't open mine with my kale opener. So some kale openers, you came in at the right time. I'm pretty sure KTT switches are slightly out of spec because we were just struggling, and I actually remember struggling last time too. I think KTT housings are a little bit small. So that maybe be why you're struggling with it a little bit. I'm not 100% on that. I don't have calipers on me. I can't check the spec, but that might be the case. Just out of curiosity, how much does it cost to re-anodize a board in the US? So it depends entirely on who's doing the re-anodization and what you're asking for in terms of re-anodization. But if you're talking one color pre-made bath for a single board, it's usually around $200 to $300. Again, just entirely depending on who's doing the anodization for you. It is definitely cheaper, generally speaking, to go with Cerakote. What are the pros and cons of Ano versus Cerakote? Yeah, happy to answer this one. So, Cerakote tends to have a matte finish or a smoother finish. So not all Cerakote is matte. There's definitely glossy Cerakote. But it'll have like a smooth finish. You shouldn't really have texture with Cerakote. If you have texture with Cerakote, unless it's like a Cerakote effects coating, then your Cerakoter probably didn't do the best job applying it or sanding down your board, depending. So keep that in mind. You should not have texture with your Cerakote. Same thing as well, generally speaking, with powder coat. Generally speaking, with powder coat, you actually shouldn't have any like orange peeling or texture. If you do, your powder coater probably applied it wrong. It's not true in 100% of the cases, but it's true in most of them. So first off, no texture versus texture. Now, obviously, your anodization, depending on how they sandblast it, will be more or less chunky. But generally speaking, there will always be some sort of texture. The other thing too is colors. You can't have a white Cerakote and you can't really do pastel Cerakotes. Because you cannot have white in anodization, it's really hard to do pastel colors well and not have streaking or fading or not have them be oversaturated. So that's the other major difference between Cerakote and anodization. Now, Cerakote, as the name implies, is a ceramic coating, so it should be fairly durable. And unlike powder coat, it shouldn't start flaking off immediately like the second you damage it. So if you ever nick or scratch Cerakote, if you're really unlucky, you shouldn't have any issues. Both are probably about equivalently durable. I might personally put Cerakote a little bit higher on the durability spectrum, but again, it just kind of depends on how well the person who did your Cerakote applied it. It's really important to find someone who Cerakotes well, because that'll affect both the texture and the durability. So same thing again with powder coat. Any sort of like coating paint, you definitely want to make sure you find someone who does proper prep work. I would say those are probably the major differences though. Color, durability, and cost. Hopefully that's helpful. Let me know if I missed anything too. I paid $220 to get my jelly powder coated, but it was a metallic finish. Okay, so I have heard those metallic finishes are bitches, so that was probably fair. Most Cerakoters will charge for those like effects finishes as well because they're a lot harder on their machines and they're a lot harder to get right. So you were probably not ripped off, probably. I don't usually go with powder coating because usually powder coat, if you like chip it once, like the entire coating will come off. And I don't want to like risk that if I'm spending money on a coating. So, and also I find powder coat, it's really hard to find a good powder coater. So a lot of the things that I've had come in that have been powder coated have had texture on it, which I don't like. And powder coat is kind of thick as well. So I don't personally love powder coat. I usually send my stuff out for Cerakote. So I don't have a really good frame of reference for prices, but I'm pretty sure you did not get rubbed off, hey? Pretty sure that was perfectly fine, for the record. I don't want you to like be sad. What do you think of the TGR Tomo? I think Sam is a very important member of the community who I respect a ton. I think he does some like really, really, really cool things with keyboards. I'm gonna pull it up so you guys can see what we're talking about. I think he does some really cool things with keyboards. And I love to see like Monoke working alongside TGR. That being said, I was not particularly impressed with the Tomo. I wasn't like horribly unimpressed. It just doesn't hit the things that I look for in a keyboard or that makes me really excited. It is a gorgeous board, like without a doubt. It is a gorgeous board. I love the jam bottom side. I think that's a really cool idea and it always looks really clean. But you know, for me, I'm kind of looking not just for that aesthetic difference, but also for something that feels and sounds differently. And I just don't feel like they hit that. So this is the Tomo, for those of you who don't know. It's a collaboration between TGR and Monoke, both of whom, you know, I love and have an enormous amount of respect for. So basically it's coming in like Monoke's colors. Again, it has like that Jane style bottom. But yeah, just like I feel like the mounting just like didn't hit it for me. It's not bad. It's just, you know, it's top mount. And I feel like top mount is fine, but I probably personally want something more than just plain old top. So really pretty though. The price was rough for me for this. Yeah, it was $550. I'm gonna try and DIY paint. Wait, hold on. I'm gonna try and DIY paint a Q1 with tag paint. I've seen a lot of people like spray painting their Q1s and like totally go for it. I wouldn't do that on like a higher end board just because like spray paint isn't crazy durable. Even if like you're like Nacho and you like really know what you're doing with like prep work and sealing, like it's still not like the greatest. But for something like a Q1, hell yeah, have fun with it. Re-anodizing a board is around 60 bucks in Korea. I'm gonna move to Korea. What the hell? I want a $60 re-anodization. What? Are people like group buy re-anodization or something? Because like if you get like a group of friends to go into it, like in on an ano bath, it makes it a little bit deeper. Crazy. I wonder if it's just like the restrictions on like the handling of the chemicals, etc. in Korea is just less than the US, so you're able to do it for a lower price. I'm considering Cerakoting my Timo at some point. I definitely prefer Cerakote to something like E-Coat. I found E-Coat gets damaged a lot quicker. I could be totally, like, for me. Ooh, excuse me. Dang, I'm still like floored by that re-anodization price. I'm so jealous. I moved to Korea for the food alone. Korean food is really good, to be fair. How can you not like fermented veggies? Veggies, just a million different ways for it. Color matching to a keycap or any item is an extra $5. Sorry. What? 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 A custom Anobath is just $5 extra? No way in hell. You're lying to me. You have to be lying. There's no way. I actually kind of don't believe you. I'm so sorry. I know you're a regular. I know you've never lied to me before, but that is like mind-boggling to me. There's like there's vendors that would kill for like $5 extra for a custom Anobath for like large runs of boards. For you to tell me that like a one-off for a custom bath, I don't believe you. I don't believe you at all. There's no way. Because I know how much extra custom Anobas cost from like the menus for like large runs of boards. There's no way. And that's in like China. China's manufacturing is generally speaking cheaper than Korea's. Slightly, at least to the US. What? Are these like at home anodizers? Is that what's going on? I don't believe it. Whew, that's crazy. Oh my goodness. There were some menus that would offer free baths before they hit scale. I don't remember any of the reputable ones doing that. I think I heard some of the sketchier menus doing that, but none of like the big boys. Aw, that stings, Sandy. I'm sorry. Bath Tovano. I do it. It helps that everyone gets their keyword anodizing done in pretty much one place. Oh, maybe that's what it is. That would make sense. Dang, that's crazy. That one place must really like keyboards. Are you allowed to share the names of Big Boy's menu? I'm not allowed to, but I don't really feel like it. Especially since a lot of people have moved away from the more well-known Big Boy manufacturers just because like their quality has gone downhill now that they've been like sourcing at their own customers. But a lot of them will go around advertising in people's discords and stuff. I've gotten so many messages as not like someone who manufactures keyboards, but someone who's just like in the keyboard space. At least once a week, I'll have like a menu slide into my DMs. Dang, I'm still reeling from you telling me that re-anodization is like 50 bucks. You have to like send it in pre-prepped or something? There's no way they're like sandblasting everybody's boards and ano-bathing them for 50 bucks. I can't, my mind is blown. To speak more to that villager, I'm not trying to like gatekeep information, but even if something's like a well-known secret, like as someone who gets a lot of boards straight from manufacturers, and so I know like everyone who sent me a board, like a prototype, I know like their manufacturer because like I have the address and everything. I just feel like it would be poor form for me to share anybody's menu, even like the well-known ones. You know what I mean? I hope that makes sense. There's like some trust there. Oven cleaner is super efficient in removing ano. It's also super efficient in removing your lungs. Be careful. I remember I was a cleaning lady for a little bit. And we would work in like pairs or whatever. And like some of those cleaning ladies just like no gloves, no mask, raw dog every like cleaning chemical onto the planet. I'm like, whoo, you are a better person than I. There's no way. Lungs are overrated. Oh, some cleaning chemicals are nasty. Pro tip, if you value your health, try to never use a cleaning chemical that comes in an aerosol. So like Kaboom, scrubbing bubbles. You can't really avoid it with oven cleaner, but like anything that comes in an aerosol, wear an N95 mask. Because aerosols spray like droplets like throughout the air, and while the majority of it will land on the surface, there will still be like plenty that you're breathing in. Not good for your lungs. Things don't go in your lungs, chat. Raw dogging? Tell me a better way to phrase that. I will listen. I couldn't think of anything. And glasses and gloves. I mean, yeah, you should be wearing like safety glasses and gloves for sure. And don't spill it on your phone screen. You sound like you're speaking from experience there, Brisk. Should I be worried? Whoop. Hey, thank you for the 100 bits, Jeremy. Why is our text-to-speech not working? I fixed that. Rude. Oxygen, nitrogen, and CO2 only. Yeah, only air goes in your lungs. People got upset when I referred to it as raw dogging solder fumes. I mean, I just can't think of like how else would you phrase that? Have I been on the internet too long? Why isn't split spacebar as popular as it should be? Because the support for it just isn't there. That's really it though. You're not wrong. Like split spacebar, if you think about it, like not objectively, but like logically, it makes more sense. You get an additional key, right? Most people only hit space with either the left or the right, so you could just map it to the right one and wind up with an extra key 100%. It's slightly more ergonomic. Your stabs are gonna sound better. Like if you think about it logically, split space totally does make more sense. It's just that the support for it on PCBs just isn't there. It's not as normalized as the more common layouts. And because it looks weird, people don't even know to try it. And while we are getting way more support for split spacebar now that like Alice is there, it's still kind of hard sometimes to find keycaps for it. Split spacebar fucking rules. Yeah, I mean, I don't build with split very often just because like aesthetically it's not my preference. It doesn't look as like classic and clean to me. But if you're talking like pure logic, it's nice to type on. I've enjoyed every split spacebar build that I've built. And again, like it makes your stabs way easier. You don't have to worry about key warping on your spacebars either. Like it makes your life a lot easier. It's just like the support isn't there. It's not as normalized as the other layouts. And there's probably people like me who just don't prefer it aesthetically. There's something about like hitting just the long spacebar that makes me happy. I don't know what it is. AP, are you gonna try Raid V2s? 100%. 100%. I fucking love raids. I fucking love Eric's. I fucking love raids. I'm probably gonna pick up some navies as well. 100%, yeah. I have every plan in the universe to try them. I think I'm probably gonna pick some up myself pretty soon. Because I just think probably Cat and Keys, etc. are too busy to like send them to me right now. I don't want to ask because I'm shy. If you clean for a living, wearing proper protection is definitely the way to go. Cleaning ladies scare me because they never wear the proper protection, and nail ladies scare me. it's not my business. Like, I can't say anything. It's not my business. I can't tell like a woman who's been doing my nails for 50 years what to do with her life, and I would never presume to. But I'm always like, you're like using a Dremel to take off essentially bits of like resin, right? Because it's a plastic that cures. Like bits of resin off of people's nails all day that's like turned into a dust, and you're inhaling that all day. And I swear half the girls here, at least, don't wear masks. Like your poor lungs, baby. You're not supposed to be like inhaling that. Like dust bad, dust very bad, but especially plastic dust. No. I want to check out the blacks. Me. That sounds weird. Me too. Brisk. Brisk. Thank you for the 11 months. Oh no, that's bad for our health. Yeah, inhaling resin particles is really not good. That's why artisan makers either wet sand and use a mask, or they're really careful when they sand and they always use a mask. But they also usually like have a dirty room that they like wear clothes into and then like strip and change before they go into another room. Almost like a clean room, but not quite that like stringent. I've seen them use glove mask and goggles. Yeah, it's good. Do you have any suggestions for cleaning keycaps? Absolutely. So obviously if you have an ultrasonic cleaner, that's the gold standard. A lot of people have had a lot of success with just popping in like a denture cleaning tab or something, especially if you have more fragile keycaps, or maybe they're pad printed or something where you want to be really gentle with them. That's probably a good way to go. You can also just use like a soft toothbrush, soapy water, and like soapy like warm water, and that you should be perfectly fine. Avoid solvents like you would with all plastics, and make sure that you're using like dish soap and you'll be all right. I've never used a mask or gloves when sanding my resin. Probably gonna die. Maybe start now. Not trying to tell you what to do with your life, but as someone who cares about your health, that is definitely something you should be doing. Be nice to your lungs. You only get one pay. Oh, it's a real thing. I almost added a banned term. I was a little bit worried too. I'm not sure what they were thinking about with that name, but all right. Wait, what? Does hydrogen chloride work? Yeah, just dunk them in straight acetone. Nothing bad'll happen. Joke, don't do that, please. I feel like I have to disclaim. I think he's doing a bit and I fell for it. Oh my god, you absolutely got baited. But that's alright, Putsy. We've all eaten the onion once. But with ex Krytox? No. That kind of day for me, to be honest. It's not big. Krytox both for the win. Tony Krytox, please. Tony Krytox. It's bad time. Don't do it. We love how pink your setup is though the past few days. AP pink area. Pink era. I'm feeling like, okay, we're gonna get real here for a second, all right? The sadder I am, the cuter my setup. It's truth, because like sometimes I'm like, you know what, like I'm feeling great, let's just make it cool, you know? And sometimes I'm like, I'm sad, I want to look at things that are happy, like make me happy all the time. Usually, not always, usually the sadder I am, the cuter my setup. There's a direct correlation. When I start breaking out like all of the pink in like the boba tumbler that one of you guys very kindly sent me replacement for, thank you. Like when I start breaking this stuff out, Alan starts going, "Are you okay?" Isn't Krytox food grade? Food grade does... Okay, let's get serious about this one for a second. Food grade does not mean that it's edible, right? Like, it's not made to be eaten. It just means that you can use it in like food processors, etc. But when you use something like for gears in food processors, that is not supposed to actually get in the food. It's like maybe trace amounts, like so trace that you probably couldn't detect it if you tested for it, right? So please, like, it's food safe does not mean edible or made for consumption or safe for consumption. It just means that tiny, tiny, tiny amounts will not kill you. So please do not eat Krytox, and please be very careful about what you touch after you lubricate. Make sure you're scrubbing your hands. Just on dish soap won't take Krytox off, right? So you gotta like have a dedicated scrubby to scrub your hands if you're getting your hands all lubricated with either like bag lubing, or maybe you're not that safe or whatever. If you're scared, use gloves, right? Like, just practice proper general safety with chemicals and you'll be all right. I hope you don't like clean your bathroom with bathroom cleaner and then like with bare hands and then immediately like go make food, right? You wouldn't do that. Practice the same sort of thing you would with like harsh cleaning chemicals with Krytox and you'll be okay. Plus it tastes awful. I wouldn't know. I'd have to ask Krellbit about that one. He's the one who put it on toast. Don't do that. When was the last time you could trust the FDA? Oh no. If you really want to scare yourself, look up DuPont, which is the company that kind of is over Krytox a little bit. Look up DuPont disasters and stuff like that, and then you'll be real careful, trust me. I got a little taste when I started bag lubing my springs with 105. Oh no. Can I ask, what's the difference between Krytox 205 on Amazon and Krytox 205 from vendors? So if you look, Villager, most likely that Amazon Krytox 205 is probably just straight 205. It's probably not grade 0. So 205 that's just labeled 205 is actually something called grade 2. Grade 2 is about the consistency of peanut butter. It is very viscous. So if you try using that on switches, you're almost definitely going to wind up over lubing them and having them be sluggish. 205 grade 2 should only ever be used for stabs if you use it for anything. Vendors use 205 grade 0. 205 grade 0 is something that's kind of sold, generally speaking, directly from Miller Stevenson to a distributor and then distributed to vendors. Some people have like circumvented that slightly, but it's really pretty much only used for keyboard stuff, so you're less likely to find it on Amazon. Along with that too, a lot of the stuff off of eBay and Amazon has been like really old 205 grade 0, or it could be counterfeit 205 grade 0. And if that sounds wacky to you, it's true. Like, there's been several times where there's been counterfeit lubricant that's been sold because 205 grade 0 is so expensive per gallon from Miller Stevenson, right? And basically, in order to make kind of counterfeit 205 grade 0, they'll just take 105 oil and mix it with 205 grade 2 to thin it down. And that separates a lot more easily and likely doesn't have the lasting power of actual 205 grade 0. It's my understanding. I was told from like the Miller Stevenson guys, all right? They might be blowing smoke up my ass, but it's my understanding that over time that would separate just because it's not being able to be combined properly, and that's not great. Why does 205 grade 0 exist? Who came up with it? So it's like a whole thing. So both like Triviosis, so okay, so there's like Krytox. So there was like a quest to find the perfect switch lubricant that was kind of headed up by like Binge, who's an artisan maker and Krellbit to a certain degree. I'm kind of fuzzy on the details, it's been a while, but a bunch of people were all like trying to figure out what a good lubricant was to use on like switches that wouldn't ruin the plastic. It was fairly easily accessible, not too expensive, and would last forever, so you didn't have to constantly go back in and re-lubricate your switches like you do with like super lube oils and that sort of thing. And basically they landed on 205 grade 0. I think they talked to like Miller Stevenson guys and figured out to use that blend. It is used for other things, just that the keyboards has like far outstripped every other use for 205 grade 0. So Teja Types didn't invent 205. Unfortunately, I don't think Nathan invented anything. Except for the term creamy for sound, so what a great contribution, Nathan. That and typing tests. Teja Types invented nipple techniques exclusive. Do I even want to ask? What the fuck is a nipple technique? Do I want to know? Keycap mounting techniques? I'm really scared. I have no idea what you guys are talking about. Krellbit and Binge were the first to bring it into keyboards, but existed for a long ass time. Please link her the clip. Oh god, what am I about to watch? Krytox can last for 3 to 5 years. No, trash. No. Krytox lasts functionally forever. You never have to go in. It does not have a shelf life. That is why we use Krytox. It is super lube that has a shelf life of 3 to 4 years. It is super lube that has issues over time, but Krytox should last indefinitely. Krytox does not have a shelf life. Krytox should be good for essentially forever, or at least as long as they've tested it. So that's why we use Krytox. They use Krytox for aerospace stuff, so I would hope it lasted longer. Could you imagine? As long as you don't mix it, as long as you don't fuck with it, yeah. What did Anna say? I missed it. I was like so focused on like telling you guys not to inhale funny things. I feel like she said something about keyboard cases. What did I miss, Anna? I was distracted by trying to keep my chat from killing themselves. We stocked purple carrying cases. Thought of you and your love for lilac purple. Ooh. I want to see these. I'll check them out after stream. Should I switch fenders if my 205 separates, or is it my humidity? You know, I've heard varying things. All I'm gonna say is I've never had 205 grade 0 separate if I purchase it from somebody I know is getting it direct from Miller Stevenson. I don't want to say like 100% like if your 205 grade 0 separates, it's fake. Right? Like I'm not going to put that down. I don't know for sure. But what I do know for sure is I've never purchased 205 grade 0 from someone I know is taking it like from Miller Stevenson. They get the tub. They put like that down packed into smaller tubes directly. I've never had it separate personally. And I have some old 205 grade 0. Don't buy Krytox from your local drug dealer. Wait, why not? I mean, I can't find the clip since it's old. I will forever never know what the hell you guys are talking about. Dang, I have partially separated Krytox. Like again, for the record, like I'm not saying that it's fake. I've had honestly, like I've had lubricant that's come from people I would generally speaking trust as vendors that's separated, but I haven't received any from people that I know are 100% getting it from Miller Stevenson that has separated. I hope that makes sense. But I've heard very conflicting things, and I don't feel comfortable making like a dead-ass judgment. Melodet, thank you so much for the Prime sub. Welcome back for 11 months. I vaguely remember, however, seeing something on like Miller Stevenson's website about Krytox separating. So I don't know, man. My Krytox from Divinity Keys is separated, but I just mixed it back together with a brush. Problem solved. I don't know, man. It's rated for certain conditions. It's rated for hefty conditions. Again, another reason why we use it. Oh no, there's like 6 switches left. Do you have like a tiny switch? I don't want to like... I might as well just lube these, right? I'm gonna pull out our big honkin' lube station from space. This is the only other one we use. It's gonna be massive overkill for the amount of switches I have left though. T-Hawk clip? Okay. I'm gonna watch this. I'm scared.
It's very hot.
We'll watch it together. Hold on, let me pause our music. Okay.
Well, you heat up the pad and pin at the same time.
Yes.
And after it's heated up a little bit, you then feed the solder and it should melt.
Yes.
You just continue feeding it until you form a little volcano with a nipple sticking out.
Yeah, alright, fair enough. I mean, I don't think switch pins look like nipples, but yeah, alright, fair enough. Fair enough, Nathan. I can't get mad at that. That's the wrong one. Oh, different nipple. Why are there multiple nipple clips, Nathan? Why are people confused as to which nipple clip they're referring to? All right, we'll look at the real one.
Read on your nipple. Regrip.
What was the context? What was the context? Keycap mounting technique? That was the context? SMH. Nathan reverting to DGen hours. This isn't feels good music anymore, Nathan. You're in the big leagues. It's how to pick up the keycaps from the tray and mount them. So good. Lol. Omega lol. I just read the thing, man. I was there for that live. Too good. I'm jealous. He does them extra fast because he puts them on his nipples. I don't get it. I don't understand. You streamlined the process. A+ nipple twister. Professional nipple twister. Nathan Kim. There's a reason you can't use low profile keycaps. You can just pick them up, however, and twist on the nips to right orientation, then mount, as you do. I always twist the nips before mounting. Some might say Nathan has MX style nipples. Oh god. Where's your bracelet from? Oh god, it's from a small business. Oh no. Oh, Flare. It's called Flare. They make it's gold-plated jewelry, but it's not like a total ripoff, and it's tarnish resistant because I never take my jewelry off. I'm really bad about that. And like proper like pure gold, which would be more okay with that, is like way too expensive. I'm not that ballin'. So I've been like trialing this jewelry. It's actually where my rings are from too. And the earrings I've been wearing a ton, and none of them have tarnished. And I've been like showering with them and keeping them in like constantly for the past like 3 weeks. So I'm quite happy. Because each piece is only like 10, 15, sometimes $5. So 10 out of 10. I'm actually really impressed. Usually when people say their jewelry is water resistant, they're full of shit. Or like hypoallergenic, because I have metal allergies as well, but... Is it Flare & Co? That's the one, villager, yep. That's where like all of my jewelry, except for my like piercing jewelry and my healing piercings is. I always twist the nips before mounting a mega wall. We used to be a degen stream. I had to stop because people were taking it like an invitation to be creepy. But we used to be constant degen hours. We had a not safe for work channel in our Discord. Used to be? Oh, we used to be, Raycami. This is me tame. This is as good as I get. This is child-friendly, Marcia. Oh, Lord. I have, like, the very last drops of my 105 to use. There's literally, like, 5 left. That's why I was, like, upside down in there. I think I have, like, enough for, like, maybe 60 more springs, and then we gotta buy some more. Alright. Let me put a bag over its head, and then we'll shake the shit out of it. Good morning, ratatatata. Ratata. I buy jewelry off of YesStyle Korea for really cheap, and I also shower and keep it on for everything and no tarnishing either. No way, I'm so jealous. Really? I feel like every time I've purchased stuff from like Taobao or AliExpress, which isn't like YesStyle to be fair, but it always tarnishes. Even if it says it's even if it says it's gold plated or whatever, always does. I sent you link? Please, Kim. Are you kidding me? $2 stuff I can actually wear without everything turning green and me being like itchy. I'm here for it. What's the name of the brand again? Flare & Co. Flare Accessories, I think. Let me look it up. Just so I know that I'm not lying to you. Yeah, Flare Accessories. Flare Accessories is the website. Flare & Co is like their company name. There you go. They have silver stuff too. Just make sure you sort it by the water resistant if you want water resistant jewelry. Not all of their jewelry is water resistant. It's not as loud when it's just springs, but I'll definitely mute our mic for the switches. She used to spend most of the stream just roasting me. To be fair, you asked for it, alright? I'm just saying. Uh-oh, you're gonna tub Blue Bomb? Of course I am. Don't knock it till you try it. As long as it's not a tactile. Tub Lube away, my dude. Lazy accountant, welcome back for 14 months. It's so good to see your smiling face in my chat. How are you? Oh, I forgot to remind you guys. I'm so sorry. I feel like every time I like change stuff around, I have to remind you guys for at least like 2 weeks. So just a reminder, we've changed up our badges for our sub stuff. So you might notice those. We've added a ton of new emotes. There's a new tier 2 emote as well that I think is fucking hilarious. And then there's new bit stuff, I think. Oh, and new channel points. So if you guys like want to check out the new channel point rewards, they're actually good now. I know they kind of stunk before, I'm sorry. Is that a 3D printed switch tray? Yes. So these are from Prime Keyboards. I don't think they sell this style anymore. I believe they only sell this style. I'm not mad at it. I kind of prefer this one. So this is from Prime Keyboards. There's a link to them if you hit ! affiliate, because I am affiliated with them. And this one is an acrylic cut one from Space Cables. I also have an affiliate link with them if you want to purchase and help me out. No pressure. I use these all the time because I like them. I've used like a million. I've used a million actually loops trays, like a million. I love these because unlike the acrylic ones, I do like this one because it's nice and beefy. So if you're looping a lot of switches, it's definitely like the way to go. But I like the Prime Keyboards ones slightly more because you get the tilt, the angle, which makes it way easier for me to see what I'm doing when I'm hand looping the housings. Which I'm not doing today, but also because it holds them in really well. Like I can lift the entire tray without it coming out, but I can still put the tops on even with Kale style switches. So I love this one. It's also really sturdy. Like if I try to put like the tops onto like the ones in the middle of these larger ones, just because it's like a single piece of acrylic that's very long, it like bows and bends. But because this has like a lot less room, it's nice and sturdy. Holton did a really good job with these. Underrated IMO. They're also cheap. Is happy fact to request a happy fact or to submit a happy fact? To request one, I have a list. No brass way. Unfortunately, no brass way. All right, Voxel, let's get you a happy fact. Are you ready? I'm gonna pull up my favorite list of happy facts. We had like an otter themed one yesterday. 10 out of 10. Okay, I like this one. So rats will exhibit altruism. So if they're running through a maze and their friend is running through a maze and they're both hungry, if they get to the end of the food, they'll bring the food to their friend before they eat it themselves. My heart. Very cute. 10 out of 10. The otters holding hands, classic. They also apparently, chat told me, they like tie themselves together with seaweed too. Should I tub my tactiles with olive oil or avocado oil? I recommend coconut oil. Classic crunchy mom technique. Okay, I'm gonna mute for a sec. Please hold. Okay, I think we're done. I tub lubed mine, it ruined the grip on my stems. The grip? What do you mean, trash? I mean, it will get lubricant on your cruciform, but that won't affect your keycaps in any way. Otters are horrible, cute things. They're monsters. Dolphins too, Jeremy. In all honesty, all animals are kind of bastards. Oh, fuck. I didn't expect that. Dolphins are buck wild. Poor phrasing, maybe. Considering. I think I actually want to lube these a little bit more. They're pretty light on the lubricant. And roses are like... they're good. As if people aren't monsters, true. People are animals. They're included in that statement. We're part of the animal kingdom. What would you say is a good tactile switch to try if I don't want to have switches that tire me out? I'm using Milky Yellows right now, but want to try a tactile with a similar weight. Let me double check on the Milky Yellow weight real quick, and then I will get back with you. I just don't want to like speak incorrectly. Okay, perfect. So my recommendation, let me double check it really quick. Yeah, so tactiles, generally speaking, will need to have a heavier spring simply because the bump on them will interfere with lighter springs. So I can't quite get you as low as 50 grams. Most tactiles need to be at least 60. I can't think of any that are 50. Once you go below 50, you start really consistently running into trouble. So that's why most at least stick with like a 60 or 65. What I would personally recommend to you, unless chat can think of like a lighter springed one, is I would go with something like Penguins that has a lighter tactility. So that's an Ergo Clear style tactility. So it's not quite as like aggressive as a Holy Panda. And it has a 63.5 gram symmetric spring. So the thing about like symmetric springs is they'll slowly get like harder to push kind of as you go further down it. Which means you don't have to like completely activate them and bottom them out to activate them. Activate them. So like you don't have to bottom out, and that'll help with fatigue as well. Aren't cotton candies like 55 grams? SP Star oranges are below 57. Yeah, but the SP Star oranges have a pretty aggressive bump. And a lot of people who don't want to get tired when they're typing don't like aggressive bumps, if I remember correctly. Aren't cotton candies? What are cotton candies? One sec. Let me look these up. If I can get a look at the bump. Yeah, that doesn't look too aggressive on the cotton candies. Maybe those. I haven't tried them personally, but they look like a light tactile. So that might be a good option for sure. Good shout. Kale Pro Purples are decent like tactile. Ooh, I hate Pro Purples. But that might be, you know what, you're right. That might be just because I hate light switches. I do feel like they're a little scratchy, Pro Purples, but they are very cheap. So potentially worth a shot. Also good shout. Also, I love your tattoo. Thank you. I'm so you mean this one. We have a few. You don't really see these guys as much. Kale has the scratches switches I ever used. I don't think most older Kale switches hold up to the current switch market. The oranges are super light. I think you mean purple. Ooh, let me double check then. SP Star Orange. If I can type. The Meteor oranges, right? Why am I remembering these being way more tactile? I don't know. They look like they're a medium tactile though. I would probably go with cotton candies over them. Probably because it's a sharp bump. That might be it. Have you tried the jelly switches from Eiko yet? I need to get over myself and just start using Eiko stuff. I think we've kind of gotten to the point where I can't like discriminate companies based on whether or not they make kind of sketchy colorways, just because like all of the big ones that consumers want to see reviews from do. I feel like I'm at the point where I can't avoid it. So the answer is no, I didn't, because Eiko has some like sketchy colorways that are pretty close to being clones of a lot of enthusiast keycap sets. But I think I'm probably gonna have to soon. They're definitely super light. They're lighter than clears. Interesting. I must be getting them mixed up with something else that looks similar. I don't know what it could have been. The CIY switches are pretty similar to KTT as well. I think they might use the same, I believe the CIY switches might be the same manufacturer as ACO, which is not the same as KTT, by the way. Do you have a favorite board at the moment? I've been loving my Piggy 60 recently. I keep going back to it. It's kind of an older board. It's not a new release. It's about a year old, I would say. How do I stop ticking on my stabs? Lube them better and make sure that they're installed properly. So make sure that there's not like a wire that popped. Make sure that the stab housings are all the way in to the PCB. Nothing's lifted or anything. Also make sure that your keycap isn't warped. And if all of that's true and you're still having ticking noises, then you need to lube them better. Wire balancing helps a lot. I've never been a proponent of wire balancing, to be honest. I feel like a lot of people, okay, maybe that's an overstatement, but I feel like every video I've seen of someone wire balancing, they actually wind up twisting it more in the wrong direction, and I think they just wound up lubing it properly after like fucking around with it so much. But that's like my own personal opinion. I'm kind of a grouch, so everything's worth a try. If it works for you, go for it, but I'm a bit skeptical of wire balancing still. Have you used any of the switches from Wuche Studios? Yes, I love their Aurora switches. We actually used them in our rebuild of the Polaris yesterday. So they're a pre-lube switch. They're a very solid pre-lube switch. I love them a lot. For a pre-lube switch, they're really solid. Onions are a really solid switch too. Yes, I really like the sound of onions. Yeah, big fan of most of what Wuche Studios is doing. There's a reason they are a sponsor, just like full disclosure. But we've been loving their stuff for long before they paid me. Only thing I'm not a fan of is the keycaps that they sent me. I'm still, chat, if you're here for that stream, I'm sorry. I was so bummed about that. I was already having a shit day. It was our stream on Friday. That was rough. That was not what I wanted to see from them. Only Keeb Hobby will have you saying, I really like the sound of onions. You know, just like dropping them on the floor, rolling them around, playing marbles with them. Love the sound. I like the sound of onions, like when I cut them. Okay, so I have really sensitive eyes. I don't know if it's like, I've been told it's because like people with like lighter colored eyes tend to like have more sensitivities to eyes, or more sensitivities like to stuff. But like if I go outside and I've been like inside all day, it hurts. It doesn't matter how like bright it is, and I have a really hard time like with like bright lights and stuff. But also, for some reason, I have tried I shit you not, every fucking hack in the book to avoid crying when cutting onions. I have been like chopping up shit tons of onions like since I was like a small child, right? So don't give me that like, oh, do it enough and you'll have immunity bullshit. Don't give me like the oh, just wear glasses, oh, have a sharper knife, like make sure you're using a sharp, high quality knife. Don't like, do not get me started on like the bullshit cures, like keep a piece of bread in your mouth. I have tried everything. And short of wearing my literal like chemistry goggles while chopping them up, they murder me. I hate cutting onions. It drives me insane. And okay, the thing is like that like the crying shit that happens, it lasts for like 30 minutes for me. It's not even like, oh, like one tear or something. I can't see for 30 minutes. I hate it so much. I have to like fully like bring out the fucking goggles. I shit you not, like from my old like chem labs. My eyes are immune to onions. Gio, I'm so jealous. Didn't Bill and I get married recently? I feel like I saw that. Only time I've cried was when I was eating a spoonful of horseradish. I love horseradish. Any good TKLs in an acrylic case with RGB? The stacked TKL from Counting Keys. Does that have RGB? I'm pretty sure that has RGB. Does that have RGB? Ooh, I gotta double check on that one for ya. Looking for a keyboard for my girlfriend. I'm pretty sure it has either Underglow or Perky, but I'm not 100% on that. He did just get married? That's crazy. I went to college with Bill Nye's nephew. That's cool. You have to install your own RGB for that. Trey's fine. Trey knows how to solder. No RGB by default. But you can do... But it has footprints for it? Hold on, let me pull this up. I'm confused. One second. Shop. PCBs. Devastating. Oh, you were just talking about like not RGB, just like perky LEDs. I don't see any footprints for actual RGB. RIP. I failed you, Trey, I'm sorry. Why do they not show the PCB on the site? It's under PCBs, Trey. He also went sneaker shopping with Complex. That's so random. But I would also totally watch Bill Nye go sneaker shopping. Onion and garlic, best cookie aroma to walk into. I mean, you just named flavor, right? The vid dropped this morning. I'll have to take a peek. Wasn't there some like Bill Nye controversy? Didn't he do something weird or something? I don't know. Am I allowed to like Bill Nye? I can't keep track. He's just an asshole IRL. Isn't every famous person though? Like what flavor of asshole? You know what I mean. Chocolate. No, I mean like, do I have to be like mad at him because he like assaulted somebody, or is he just kind of a dick? Talk over you vibes, I think. Oh, whatever. Bleached. Oh no. What have I done? They come in different flavors. Oh, they definitely do. I've met Bill Nye. Of course you have, Butsy. Was he a dick? Tell us. I made a pie for him and Neil deGrasse Tyson on Pi Day a few years ago. Of course you did. Did he like the pie? He seemed like a normal dude. You know, sometimes like, I never put much stock in the like, oh yeah, I met this celebrity and they were kind of a bitch things. Cause I feel like sometimes that just translates to, I met them randomly on the street and they didn't want to take a photo, right? Or like they were really busy and so they didn't have time to like spend 30 minutes talking to me specifically. You know what I mean? Like I never put a ton of stock into those sorts of stories. Fuck yeah, he did. I mean, of course, I shouldn't have questioned your pie making techniques. My apologies. I feel a lot of asshole celeb stories are just they were being bothered during their private time. No, exactly. Like I never like, I'm always a little bit like, are you an asshole? Or were you just like talking to them outside of like their working hours and they were a little tired or something? Bill Nye isn't even a scientist, he's an engineer. Could you reread that sentence to me? Because I didn't quite understand that. Engineering is a science. What? It's like saying physics isn't a science. I'm a little bit confused. I'm sure I'm just misunderstanding. I'm not trying to like dogpile on you. But trust me, I took a fuck of a lot of science classes when I was studying electrical engineering for it to not be a science. It's just gravity. Trey, every fucking thing is just gravity, alright? Christ on a cracker. E is not science, it's wizardry. I missed my chance to actually become a magician. Little me would be so sad. Can confirm I have an EE degree. Yeah, I was getting scammed, dude, if engineering's not a science. Have you had a chance to check out the Bakeneko 65 CNC yet? I don't think they've sent me the CNC unit. I believe I received their updated casted unit though. And we showed that off on stream like way back when, but I don't believe I received like the fancy unit. I guess it depends on like what you consider science though. Like fair enough. All right. But then like are computers scientists, not scientists? I'm a little confused actually. Hold on. I'm trying to understand this point of view. I'm trying to understand what I'm missing because I know you're coming from somewhere. Are you gonna watch Alex build the Kaze? Maybe. I try to tune into my friends' streams. It's just like sometimes it doesn't work out. I'll definitely try to though. I have a CS degree and never call myself a scientist. It's in the name, Shallow Lake. Data scientist or scientist? Scientist is a very broad category. It's weird to be honest. I took CS in college, but I'm a software engineer, but don't consider myself a scientist. Are you thinking like a chemist maybe? Or a biologist? Which like much more like of a narrow field? I apologize, like if you feel like I'm beating this to death, that you feel attacked at all, just let me know. Like I have no problem dropping the subject. I just like I feel like you're coming from somewhere and I want to like understand that. EE is wild. I'm 100% sure that my first EE professor was a grand wizard. EE professors are crazy. They're also crazy nice. I mildly take that back. Most of them were crazy nice. But like yeah, I feel like my EE professors were by far like the nicest like professors overall, like as a whole. I don't know if that was just my college though. But all of them were just like chilling. Like they were professors because they wanted to be in like their free time. They like made a shit ton off doing like contracts for I don't know, Raytheon or some shit, or running their own electrical engineering businesses, and they retired and they just started doing like professor stuff because they were bored. I feel like that's most EE professors though. You don't really go into like electrical engineering and then go into academia. Usually you retire and then like come back and teach. At least that was the case at my college. I don't know if they were just horrifically underpaid. I feel like a lot of people associate science with experimentation and the scientific process. It's fair. I also think there's probably a distinction between scientist and science guy. Fair. Fair. One of those definitely sounds way more professional. College is more around teaching you how to think. At my college. My professor walked in every day with nothing, wore the same thing every day, just picked up a marker and started teaching. He was kind constantly. Did you go to school in California or something? White brimless hat wizard? Ayo. As an EE can confirm, am a high level wizard. High level or just high wizard? Hello, Gandalf. Learning EE is like being an alchemist in FMA. Is it? I always thought, oops, I don't know. I'll shut up. Is it? I always thought electrical engineering made a lot of sense. Am I weird? I don't think I'm weird. Nobody thinks they're weird. I build keyboards for a living, Marcy. You're definitely fucking weird. Shut up. Science is exploration of a field. Engineering is constructing. They're related. Chemists figure out how chem reaction works. Chemical engineers find ways to use the chem reactions. Yeah, okay, I follow. Are you required to give up body parts for EE? Just your soul. There's like no good. That's not true. But like the majority of EE jobs are for like missile companies. Like you can like maybe you could go like work for Cisco or something. But you have to sell a little bit of your soul. Crystal, well, thank you for the prime. Maybe that was just the EE companies that came to our career fairs. I probably have a very narrow scope, especially considering I never got to actually graduate. I mean, you can be a computer engineer. That's why I switched. I was like, EE's cool, but do I want to risk working for Raytheon? I mean, like, the job security is great, but the whole, like, building missiles to kill children thing is kind of eh. Be an engineer for NVIDIA, easy? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. They're just rife with jobs. OMG, no way. I had to give my soul for medicine. Ooh, big respect, Hood. I thought college was for developing alcohol problems. Joke's on you. I went to BYU. The only thing we were drinking was chocolate milk, baby. What's a war crime or two between friends? You know, gosh. I'm definitely oversimplifying, by the way. You don't have to hate the EEs you know in your life. Milk bubble contest get pretty heated? The fuck is a milk bubble contest? Doesn't chocolate have caffeine? Sandy. Since when has logic applied to religion? Literally since when? Never. To be fair, I have the degree, but I don't work as an EE. Yeah, I feel like electrical engineering is a really flexible EE. I feel like a lot of EEs wind up doing CS. People at the University of Wisconsin chug milk for memes, but I imagine milk chugging at BYU might actually be a serious source of fun. I mean, there were like underground parties, especially like if you were a football player. The football players got away with so much shit, but most people didn't want to risk the Mormon Gestapo. I work in data security now? Hell yeah, dude. All the EEs I know work for power companies. Ooh, I massively overlooked power companies, you're right. I feel like power companies don't really pay well, though. Compared to, you know, the missiles. Hi, Winky, how are you? This keyboard is a bare round one with PBT Cherry Blossom from Novel Keys. I got you, boo. Well, thanks. I'm also lubing switches. OMG, can we chill together? I love it. Working in defense is quite soul crushing. I'm really sorry to hear that, Nixie. I joke, but I am really sorry to hear that. Super chill together? Let's go. We're buds. I do need to lube my roses, assuming the board I want to put them in actually comes in next month. Mood. Fucking mood. Ugh. There's a reason it pays so well? Yeah. Oh my god. Okay, so there was this... Bear with me here. There was this TikTok that went viral recently, like super recently, about this girl who works in marketing for LinkedIn. And she was like showing like a day in her life, like working for LinkedIn, and the comments, chat, the comments on that video were horrible. Everyone was like, oh, this is what you call like a day at work. Like, it seems like they're like, or like, it seems like they're babysitting you, or like me as I like work, like my customer service job. And don't get me wrong, like tech jobs are crazy cushy, especially compared to like manual labor. Like, I think there's no question, right? But this poor girl was literally just like showing the fact that they get like snacks at work and they have like a quiet room, and she got like eviscerated. Like, obviously she's not gonna show doing actual like work. Not only is that boring content, but also like she can't like actually show her job. Obviously she's just gonna like show you the cool parts of her workplace, and everyone is acting like she was like this horrible person. It was so sad. It broke my heart. Like, don't get me wrong, tech is crazy cushy. Anyone, like, I used to work in landscaping. I used to like clean houses in like 120 degree like heat, landscaping in like Arizona summers. Like, I know manual labor fucking sucks. But like, oh, it's not her fault. They had snacks in a quiet room at my call center. We call it the wagey cage. Exactly. It's like, you don't know how hard she's working, man. Leave her alone. You basically need that at call centers. Alan, when I first started this job, was working at a call center. That was soul crushing. He was working customer support for a piece of software that was used by a lot of teachers. And I feel like every day he'd come with like another horrible story of like some kindergarten teacher just screaming at him. And he worked that job before COVID. I can only imagine how bad that sort of like job would have gotten during COVID. Ooh. Yeah, customer support is not funny or fun. Back when I was at university, I worked for a while as a web developer, and then I realized that them paying us $10 an hour, where I had to like actively work on like programming for like working on like their web apps and stuff, where I could work as like a receptionist for like $9.25 at like a corner office somewhere and do homework during my job. I figured out that maybe the $9.25 was a better deal. So I swapped from web dev to doing that before I left. But it was like I was working the front desk at like the parking appeals office, mostly dead. But when when someone would come in to appeal their ticket, you can imagine like some people were horrible. I have stories about like some like, without naming names, a son of a very famous politician from Utah got a parking ticket at BYU and kicked up such a fuss that like the chief of police like came and like apologized to him and was like, I'm so sorry, sir. Like, we'll get this taken care of for you. Like, the chief of police at BYU, like the university police. It was gross. But anyway, so I that job was nice because I could do like homework. But like getting yelled at by people when I was literally just like some college student working the front desk and not the person making the rules, not so fun. Still ruled over that programming job though. Our lab had no work today, so we started cleaning. Our boss said it's not our job. Aww. The privilege, damn. Privilege from the son of the politician. Yeah, he threw giant temper tantrums. It was pathetic. He was like a 40-year-old man. Not actually. I think he was like, whatever. I don't know. I feel like a lot of the guys in Utah look older than they are because everyone's prematurely balding from all the incest. You know, cash. Hey yo, like Mormons marry Mormons. Like everyone's related, so that escalated quickly. You can't just casually say that. I thought that was like really well known. Like if you only marry within your religion and your religion mostly comes from people being born into that religion, everyone's kind of related. Gotta love Joseph Smith. When I learned that like having a high percentage of like male pattern baldness was one of the first indications of a population with high incest rates, I fucking died. I actually did. I mean, you're not wrong, but sheesh, caught me off guard. I'm sorry. I apologize. I worked at a bulk selling store and the Karens I met. Yeah. Retail sucks. I'm so sorry. Front end web devs don't get paid much. We were doing full stack. That's the thing. We weren't just doing front end. It was actually like it was full stack. My dad complained that he worked from home only 2 days a week. I mean, okay, so let's be honest though. Like, yes, other people have it worse, but he has the right to complain. Like, it's okay. Like, we can all admit that everybody should have a lot better time at work, right? Right? I feel like we can do that. $10 an hour for dev work what? Yeah, they justified it by saying it made it for good internship experience. Yeah. The classic exposure? No, literally, that's what it was. To be fair, it was a college of tightwads, so I don't think anyone got paid particularly well at that college. But especially not the students. I got spit at the other day. Aw, D12, that fucking sucks. I'm sorry. You don't deserve to be treated like that. I'm making 17 an hour cashiering and it's not enough, SMH. I'm sorry, dude. It's really rough out there for sure. If it wasn't bad OPSEC, I'd ask to see some of the sites you made. Yeah, I can't do that. We made, I made an anatomy app for our anatomy department that, so that the anatomy students could like use like flashcards and like drag and drop like skeleton parts. That was pretty cool. That one's internal, so I can tell you about it because, you know. What else? I made a bunch of like internal apps. We did like external stuff too, but most of like the websites for the college were done with like a CMS, so those took like 2 seconds. They gave me an insane amount of budget for this. I feel like publications are pretty good at paying their freelancers, 100%. I hate commuting to work. Spending over 2 hours a day on driving isn't fun. Hopefully work from home continues to grow. Yeah, fuck commutes. Fuck commutes. Alan used to have to commute like I think an hour and a half or 2 hours through like heavy traffic to and from his job. Him no longer having that commute like improved his mental health so much because he got like 4 hours of his day back. I'm so glad that you no longer have to commute, Nixie. That must help a ton. There's not enough hours in the day as it is. I don't understand why people treat working class people like garbage. They make low pay for stressful work. No need to pile on. I don't either. I've never met someone who like treats anyone working class like garbage. Working class, sorry. My mouth isn't working. Working class like garbage. And I feel like if I ever did, I would give them a serious fucking talking to. I don't understand people without empathy. I don't understand how you can like live to your ripe old fucking age and like not understand that people are people. It's weird. My dad likes commuting 120 miles round trip. He's like, he likes the silence. I feel like that's the most dad thing I've ever heard. Just like, yeah, I like driving. I like the most like mind-numbing, horrible, slightly dangerous task because it's quiet. It's very dad of your dad. Working class people do the stuff you don't want to do, always treat them well. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I really don't get it. He has an electric vehicle, so gas prices don't really matter. Oh, that's nice. I'm jealous. I enjoy driving before or after you became a dad. Yeah, wait, shall we study this? Who here is a dad and likes driving? I hate driving. That might be though because like people in Utah drive like maniacs. I don't like driving if no one else is around. I can agree with that. I'm a dad and love driving. Interesting. Someone should study this. Driving is stressful. Driving is stressful. Texas drivers are insane people. I like driving is what I usually say when I don't trust anyone else's driving. There. Dad versus not dad, like versus dislike driving. Oh, we can only do one poll at a time. Let's do dads who like driving versus dads who don't like driving. I know we have dads in the chat. I know we do. I've seen my metrics. What switches are these? These are KTT roses. Lovely switch for the price. Highly recommend if you're looking for a budget switch. Oh. Are you doing the poll or do you want me to? If you could, that would be great, Sandy, just because I have lube on my fingers. I've been hitting like the buttons on my stream deck with my knuckle. Did you see me like hesitate when I went to reach for my mouse? It's like, do I want to have to like scrub my mouse after this? That would be really nice. 4 poll options? I feel like that would be confusing. Yeah, maybe. Are you a dad? Aren't you a dad? Do you like driving? Do you not like driving? That way everyone can participate. I'm here for it. Why not? We can just compare the percentages too. That's horrible science, but what the fuck? We're a Twitch stream. Alan can yell at me about like my bad stats later. Does being called daddy count? I don't know. Ask your mom. Damn, whoa. Got him. Backfired. Hey, I'm still holding a grudge against you for letting me know that you can get really cheap re-anodization in Korea and I can't. All right, this is pure pettiness. I have to live with that knowledge now every time I look at anodization prices. It used to be 40. Oh, thank you. That helps. Yeah, no. Korean anode quality not great though. That's a sweeping generalization, Pucker. What station prices? Oh, anodization. sorry, I don't speak very well, so sometimes my words come out muddled. Anodization. So that's the coating that usually, well, it's not really coating, but that's like what you usually see on the outside of keyboards, that color, when it's not like a paint. Look, Pudsey, I don't disagree that like customs with a K, generally speaking, don't have the greatest anodization quality. I'm not disagreeing. I was just pointing out that was a sweeping generalization. Spaceman, welcome back for 2 months. Thank you so much for the Prime. I appreciate you. Do you guys like the little cat that I got? I said what I said and I stand by it, as you have every right to. Any more dads in chat? Only 3 poll responses. To be fair, most of them probably just got home. Or they're on like mobile or something and can't vote in the poll. I'm old enough to be a dad, just don't actually have a child. Doesn't count. Technically speaking, the vast majority of men are old enough to be a dad. I'm a dad in spirit. Puzzy's out here rocking the New Balances, the cargo shorts, and the button-up shirts from Kohl's. Man-child? No, we're talking about dads. That's like the opposite. Hell no, I'm a cool dad. What constitutes a cool dad? I've met plenty of cool dads who wear New Balances. Are you a cool dad or are you a drippy dad? Are you out there rocking like the... Oh, found the missing stem. Are you out there rocking like the Patagonia and the Sperry's? That drippy dad? Or is that just rich dad? I may need to re-examine my worldview. Hold on. Could you imagine me wearing Sperry's? I don't want to, particularly. What you just grabbed for wearing sunglasses? Here for it, here for it. I'm a 32-year-old dad. My son turned 2 last week, and I just don't feel old enough to have a 2-year-old kid. 2 is so young, though. I feel like they're simultaneously horrible and so cute when they're 2. I mean, I guess there's a reason they call it the terrible 2s, right? But, but they're so cute when they're 2. When do dads evolve into fathers? I feel like you're only a father when your kid leaves the house. You know what I mean? Am I wrong? Let's discuss, chat. When do dads become fathers? I feel like you're only like a father. Yeah. Very wrong? Okay, correct me. Let's go. Let me hear your take. Father is an uncool dad. I do call my dad father, so you're not wrong. When you get gray hair? Okay. Okay. I imagine a Mormon dad as a father. I can't dispute that. I'm a case study, apparently. You become a dad after your child turns 5? Yeah, but like when does a dad become a father? D12. I feel like fathers are like the distant dads. You know what I mean? They're the dad that like only sees their kid when they have to. Cause like I'm like talking like, when would a child call their father father instead of dad? Does that make sense? Cause I feel like dad is like a nicer title than father. Am I wrong? I think we're coming at this from like different angles. I feel like some of you guys are coming from like the Father's Day perspective, or like from like you're a father if you're like wise and you take care of your kids. But I'm like talking like when your child calls you father. You become a father after coming back 5 years later from grabbing milk from the liquor store. So never, because that's never happened. No one's ever come back. No, I'm sorry, Mukazar, he's not coming back. I'm sorry to break it to you. I didn't want to be the person to tell you, but you need to know. He's not coming back from the grocery store. Sad. Sorry. We try to keep it posy vibes, but what if the grocery store was real far away? Yeah, you keep that hope alive. Milk from the liquor store? Did your dad not go to the liquor store to get milk when you were a kid, or is this not a universal experience?